Hi, my name is Nancy Soria and welcome to K.R.E.A.T.E TV. My name is Nancy Soria. I am a taxi driver, a green cab driver. I'm also a mother and a full-time advocate for the green taxis and FHB industry. I started out of enthusiasm came after I've been with my husband for over 20 years, who's been a cabbie. And about 5 years ago, I entered into the industry myself, and I saw the lack of information and help that drivers needed. And I joined the organization at a time where I kind of learned a little bit more about what really happening behind the scenes and with the drivers. And now we have a new institution now that represents only our green taxi drivers, and I'm the vice president, and this is how everything started. Yeah, I felt that many times, but I haven't really felt it as a woman. I think as a woman I came in and I've been pretty well respected. And I get people get in my cab, and once in a while again, hey dude, and they look at me and they're like, oh, I apologize ma'am, I didn't have an idea it was a lady. Or I get great questions from women who go, oh my gosh, a woman driver, I'm so happy. So you know, it is quite interesting the people's reactions when they get in the cab. But otherwise, I haven't felt, because as my sex as a woman, that I wanted to back up. But I have felt in many other, for many reasons, as my advocacy, that sometimes I felt like I've been at the borderline of backing up. I never really got any advice. My husband supported it. I told him, look, I want to do this. I mean, the youngest son is already in school. You know, I might do this, try it out as a gig, like they say, when he stays in school and get home after he's out of school. And look, it's been 6 years and I stood here, and I think I like the part that I'm out on the street, I'm making my money. I like to make my own money. I make my own hours, and I work my hours around my kids. So I can drop the younger one off in school and pick him up. And most of all, I like the city. I like driving around the city. I love meeting people, and sometimes I'm out here, I'm a psychologist, a psychiatrist, I become a tour guide like I did yesterday, but it's quite an amazing job. There's one big misconception that all cab drivers drive horrible, they're bad. Watch out, it's a cabbie. No, I don't believe all cab drivers are bad drivers. And actually, if you was to read statistics put out by Taxi and Limousine Commission, we have the safest drivers on the road, considering the amount of miles they drive every year. And they're pretty good. I mean, there's a couple, like we were saying, some bad apples somewhere, but a good 99% of our drivers are really, really great, have great, amazing driving records. My inspiration comes, like I said before, I've been with a man who's been driving a cab for over 20 years. And in those 20 years, I've always been around him, way before I became a driver myself, around everything that's with the process of being a driver and going to TLC Commission and going to hearings and DMV and everything. And I sort of got some of my knowledge through that. And then as I became a driver and I went into another association, I learned more. And I've learned that there is not enough advocacy in the industry. And a lot of people who are part of the industry are like what they call the ones who have the big pockets, the ones who rule everything, but there is nobody to represent the drivers. And this is my inspiration, is to speak the truth on behalf of the drivers, no matter who it hurts. I mean, it's in my heart, and that's my inspiration. Cultural, I grew up in a home only with a mother, single mother, very strict at times, and not too open. I'd say my mother wasn't too open as I am. I can consider myself much more liberal and more open to ideas. And actually, if it's not wrong to say, my son's friends always tell him that Anthony has the coolest mother. So so yes, I am open to many ideas. I like to be realistic on things, and sometimes even with my mom we can clash on ideas because her mind is like culturally, maybe religiously different to my ideas. But in New York, you can't be closed up to too many, and you gotta be open. And it's New York, and it's the melting pot of the world, and there's so many different cultures and beliefs here, and colors, and all nationalities. So I think I'm standing in the right ground. I'm proud to be a New Yorker, and I hope I can stay as diverse and open as I've been till now. I think to get into this line of work, whether you're looking for it to be something for a while or to get you through school, or maybe just consider staying in it, I think you have to have a lot of patience to do this job and have an active, positive attitude towards every day, and a lot of patience. I mean, working, at least in the great city of New York City, in a cab can be very stressful, and there's a lot of traffic lately. There are no more short routes and constructions, and there's also intolerant people, and we have very inconsiderate pedestrians in New York City. So I think if you're the person who doesn't have the patience to deal with this, maybe this is not for you. You have to put on a good face every day when you're out there, regardless of what, and not take out anything personal you might be going through in your personal life out there to the streets or to your passengers. You always give them the best of yourself, and make the best of it. I mean, because you're driving out there and you're driving people, and you want to be safe. You also want to be a good driver and be positive. If I had to create something, it would be create a better knowledge of my drivers, of what the rules and regulations are in the city regarding driving our green cabs, and also create a notion that we need to drive nicely, happily in the city, and not take it like as a job, but take it in stride with a good smile every day, give the best customer service you can to your passengers, which is really important to have a good impression in our drivers. And we can kind of try to, if we can erase, hopefully maybe one day, that bad misconception that they have that all our drivers are rude and aggressive, and also we need to erase and create a new notion with our passengers that we are human beings behind the wheels of these cabs, and mothers and fathers, and we feel and we're going through situations just like any one of our passengers, but we're here trying to make our daily living, and we're here to service you. And create a creation for me would be ultimately like everybody would love to get in a green cab in New York City, and green cabs should be like the next sort of system that's recognized next to the yellow cabs, like their little brothers. And I hope to God that we can do this, and my mission is to help my drivers be better drivers, for the authorities, show them that we are good drivers, show our people and our great tourists that visit our city every day that we do have great drivers out there, and we're waiting for them here with great positive service, and for our people too. So my mission of K.R.E.A.T.E, it's very long, and it's a long list.